Introduction. Lord Buddha, the enlightened sage, shared profound insights on the nature of suffering and how to transcend it. This article explores his teachings on suffering, shedding light on the wisdom that can alleviate the human experience of pain and lead to spiritual awakening. Unraveling the concept of suffering. Understanding dukkha, the basis of suffering. Dukkha, often translated as suffering, is a foundational concept in Buddhism. Lord Buddha taught that life inherently involves suffering, encompassing various forms of dissatisfaction, pain, and unease. The three forms of dukkha. Lord Buddha categorized suffering into three forms: ordinary suffering, suffering due to change, and suffering of conditioning. Understanding these forms is key to overcoming suffering. The causes of suffering. Craving and attachment, the root of suffering. According to Lord Buddha, craving and attachment to transient phenomena lie at the core of suffering. When we desire things to be a certain way, we create suffering for ourselves. Ignorance, avidya, the ignition of suffering. Ignorance, or lack of understanding about the true nature of reality, is another cause of suffering. Buddha emphasized the importance of wisdom and insight to eradicate this ignorance. The cessation of suffering. Nirvana, the ultimate freedom from suffering. Lord Buddha taught that nirvana, a state of ultimate liberation and freedom from suffering, is attainable through the cessation of craving and attachment. It is the cessation of the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. The Eightfold Path, a way to end suffering. The Eightfold Path, consisting of right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration, is the path to the cessation of suffering. Embracing the path. Mindfulness, the key to overcoming suffering. Mindfulness, an integral part of the Eightfold Path, involves being fully present in the moment, observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment. Through mindfulness, we gain insight into the nature of suffering. Compassion and loving-kindness. Lord Buddha emphasized cultivating compassion and loving-kindness towards all living beings. By doing so, we alleviate not only our suffering but also the suffering of others. How did Lord Buddha attain enlightenment and gain insights into suffering? Lord Buddha achieved enlightenment through deep meditation and profound introspection. During his enlightenment, he gained insights into the nature of suffering and its causes. Can anyone attain the state of nirvana and be free from suffering? Yes, according to Buddhism, anyone can attain nirvana by following the Eightfold Path and practicing mindfulness, compassion, and detachment from cravings. Is suffering a permanent aspect of life, according to Lord Buddha? Yes, Lord Buddha taught that suffering is an inherent aspect of human existence. However, he also provided a path to transcend suffering and attain liberation. How does attachment lead to suffering? Attachment creates desires and cravings. When these desires are unfulfilled, they lead to suffering. The key is to detach from these cravings to attain inner peace. Is the Eightfold Path difficult to follow? The Eightfold Path requires effort and dedication, but it is a structured and accessible guide. With commitment and practice, anyone can follow this path towards the cessation of suffering. Can practicing compassion towards others alleviate my own suffering? Yes, practicing compassion and helping others not only alleviates their suffering but also brings a sense of purpose and fulfillment, reducing one's own suffering. Conclusion. Lord Buddha's teachings on suffering offer profound insights into the human condition. By understanding the causes of suffering and embracing the path of wisdom and compassion, we can transcend suffering and attain a state of lasting peace and fulfillment.